сюда прикрепляются шейные мышцы, и мы говорим line nucha superior and line nucha inferior. Understand? After in the side of this quama, we can see eminentia cruciformis. Eminentia cruciformis, center this eminentia occupies protuberantia occipital incernum. And this one groove sinus transversus, groove small sigmoid sinus, and this occipital sinus. This one occipital sinus.
Three sinus, yes?
Yes. This one occipital sinus. Yes. This sigmoid sinus, occipital bone and temporal bone, connected between and formed sigmoid sinus all. And this one transverse sinus, this protuberantia occipitalis interna, this eminentia cruciform, this sinus sagittal superior, this sinus sagittal superior, and this one too, sinus sagittal superior. This diploi too, yes, diploi between two lamina of the external and internal surface. After squama is finished, udular process and udular notch. This udular notch, this one, this udular process. And this lateral part, on the lateral part we can see condyle occipital. Behind condyle occipital is located fossa condylar and foramen condylar. And above of the condyle occipital is located hypoglossal canal. This one, hypoglossal canal, this one. Yes, okay. This hypoglossal canal. Into hypoglossal canal is located hypoglossal nerves. Yes, hypoglossal nerves. And on the basilar part have internal surface. Basilar part connective. This one basilar part. Basilar part connective with sphenoid bone and formed clivus. Это значит скат. Clivus. Yes. And on the external surface of the basilar part, we can see pharyngeum tubercle. Pharyngeum tubercle in this place a church pharynx, because this tubercle is called pharyngeum tubercle. Understand? Потому что тут прикрепляется глотка. И поэтому этот бугорок называется по имени глотки, а глотка это фаринкс, туберкулем фаринджиум. Ну, after that, it is enough about occipital bone. This one I say condylar fossa and foramen condylar. This one, condylar fossa, foramen. It's different, yes? Все видели? Сквама, протуберанция, line nucha superior, line nucha inferior, condyle occipital, fossa condylar, foramen condylar, tubercle pharyngeum, notch udular and process udular, yes? This one clivus. To near between sphenoid bone and clivus is located cartilage. After cartilage became bones tissue and maybe formed basilar bone, основная кость, когда срастаются между собой ос сфеноидалия и ос окципиталия, образуется основная кость, basilar bone. Понятно? Ну, это после момента полового развития, когда хрящ заменяется костной тканью. Понятно? Parietal bone is a simple bone. This one, parietal bone is this one too. Parietal bone is bone which have four margin, four angle, external surface and internal surface. This pairs bone. This bone is right. This margin is called sagittal margin. This margin, squamous margin. This one, parietal bone, this one side another. This frontal margin. And this one, occipital margin. On the outside, we can see tuber parietale, this one. What is it, tuber parietale? Tuber parietale, tuber frontale, tuber occipitale is a punctum ossification. On this place, bone tissue start from on the development. And this also is bone, many also, and как паук плетет паутину, and this bone is developed. Understand? Inside we can see impressiones digitate and yuga cerebrale and pachyonovo granulation. This one, this process of the cord layers of the brain is located on and formed this foveal granulation. And this one, sulci arteriosi. This is lies artery of the brain. And this squamous margin. Squamous margin connected with temporal bone, squama of the temporal bone. This bone have superior angle, inferior, anterior angle, posterior, superior, and posterior, inferior. I say you which this angle is acute. Understand? These don't. Mastoid angle, inferior, posterior, inferior, and because this bone is a right. This bone is a right too. Yes, this acute, this don't, and because this right bone and this right bone too. Temporal bone. Temporal bone, this one, and this temporal bone, this temporal bone, this temporal bone. Temporal bone have this on the skulled whole temporal bone. This one inferiorly, this temporal bone. Temporal bone have petrosal part, squama, is smaller tympanic part, and mastoid part, this one. This place where is located brain, sensory organs, organ eyes, organ of the vision, organ of the equilibrium, organ of the hearing. The bones of the skull is divided two groups, neurocranium and brain skull, and visceral cranium. Neurocranium include the next bone. Firstly, frontal bone, this one, frontal bone. Second, pars bone, parietal bone. And third bone, occipital bone. After temporal bone and sphenoid bone. This one, sphenoid bone. This one, sphenoid bone, and this one, sphenoid bone too. I show this one, sphenoid bone. Yes, this one, sphenoid bone, and ethmoid bone. I haven't now on. I have, but I don't look. Firstly, frontal bone. Frontal bone. This one. This one, frontal bone. This one, frontal bone too. This frontal bone. This frontal bone. Frontal bone have the next part, squama, orbital part. This one orbital part and second orbital part, and nasal part. Into nasal part occupies cribros lemmin of the ethmoid bone. Squama of the frontal bone have external surface and internal surface. Internal surface, inner side, we can see impression digitate and yoga cerebrale, and foramen cecum, and groove sinus sagittal superior, and between inner side and external side, or external surface and internal surface, is located deeply this substance bone, substance part, substance tissue of the frontal bone is called diploid. Squama have zygomatic process, and squama connective with wing sphenoid bone, and squama have age or margin supraorbital. Supraorbital margin is divided orbital part of the frontal bone and squama. On the margin or aging of the this structure of the frontal bone is located foramen or notch supraorbital, maybe one side foramen, another side foramen and notch. Maybe notch, another skull, this notch too. This one, this one notch, this one is very small notch. Understand? It's different. Maybe not, maybe foramen. And on the squama, in this place, we can see a superciliar arch. This one, superciliar arch. Between superciliar arch is located glabella. Glабелла. Это по-русски надпереносие, а это надбровные дуги. Понятно, по-русски говоря. Orbital part have fossa lacrimal gland. Laterally, this. If you put my fingers in this place, is located lacrimal gland. And this one, nasal part of the frontal bone. On the nasal part on the frontal bone, we can see aperture frontalis, aperture. Aperture frontal sinus don't have sept. is unpairs sinus, and this one notch ethmoidal, and notch ethmoidal occupies criborous lamine of the ethmoid bone, and on this place we can see foveolate medal. Foveolate medal attached foveoli of the ethmoid bone, and foveolate medal. No, is main structure. That's all about. Okay.
Фронтальный синус на английском. Фронтальный синус, синус фронтальный на английском. Sinus?
Да, sinus. Sinus. Frontal sinus. Only the first place frontal, after sinus. Frontal sinus. The second occipital bone. Occipital bone, this one. This occipital bone. This occipital bone. Occipital bone. This one. This occipital bone, this one occipital bone, this occipital bone, occipital bone, this I have occipital bone, this occipital bone too, this occipital bone, occipital bone, occipital bone, occipital bone have squama, basilar part, and lateral part, two lateral part. This one, two lateral part. Squama of the occipital bone connected with parietal bone and formed lambdoid suture. Lambdoid suture. Squama and lateral part and basilar part surrounding foramen occipital magnum. Yes, and on the squama, on the outside, we can see protuberans occipitalis externum, and line nucha superior, and line nucha inferior. Nucha, девочки, это шея, шея. Выя, дословно, это выя. Латинское слово мы neck, шея, колюм, да? Ну, neck английское тоже. А вот this one, this mastoid process, mastoid benia is located groove, или notch mastoid and groove occipital artery. Groove occipital artery and notch mastoid. Understand? This occipital artery is lies. This one tympanic part. A tympanic part is inferior wall of the meatus acousticus externus. This porus acousticus externus. This one squama temporal bone, this tympanic part, this one fissure is called tympano squamosa. Tympano squamosa. Process of the pyramis of the temporal bone is divided this fissure on two, petrotympanic and petrosquamose. And this place, petrotympanic, is finished canaliculus horda tympani, канал барабанной струны. This fossa mandibular. This fossa mandibular connected with head of the mandible of the lower jaw. Yes? This zygomatic process. This tuberculum articular. Я думаю, через enough about temporal bone. Yes? Sphenoid bone. sphenoid bone, this sphenoid bone, this sphenoid bone, and this part, sphenoid bone, this one, pterygoid process of the sphenoid bone. Sphenoid bone, I show another bone too. Нет.
Сфеноидалис отдельно нет, да?
Вот sphenoid bone. Вот sphenoid bone too. This sphenoid bone. Sphenoid bone formed occupied central part of the base of the skull. Understand?
Understand.
Sphenoid bone have wing lancet, this one, wing greater, this one, body, and pterygoid process, If you look, this one, pterygoid process. Understand? Body. Body of the sphenoid bone have anterior surface, posterior surface, lateral surface, and inferior surface. Sphenoid bone body connective with occipital bone. This clivus of the occipital bone and formed dorsum cell, или cella Turkish. This one, this place. Understand? Into superior surface of the sphenoid bone is located hypophyseal fossa. And this place is lies endocrine gland hypophysis. About side of the this fossa hypophyseos is located groove carotid. On this place is lies carotid and channel artery. And anterior surface look with nasal cavity, and on this place have Juan of the sphenoid bone, and Juan comes into sinus of the sphenoid bone. If you this broken, I comes into sphenoid bone. Sphenoid bone is pneumatic bone too. Frontal bone is pneumatic because have frontal sinus. Yes. Temporal bone, mastoid process have cellule. Pneumatic bone, and sphenoid bone is pneumatic bone too. All sinus with surrounding nasal cavity cover mucous cord and contain air. Все синусы, которые окружают полость носа, они высланы слизистой оболочкой и содержат воздух. Никакой жидкости там нет. Если появляется жидкость, будет фронтит, этмоидит, там гайморит и так далее. Understand? Значит, sinus is cover mucous covered and contain air. Understand?
Understand.
Девочки, вы меня понимаете?
Да.
Да? Все нормально?
Да.
Ну окей. Дальше. Wing lacer. Wing lacer connective with frontal bone. This is suture connective with wing. This wing between wing lacer and wing greater is located physio-orbital superior. This one. Yes? Physioorbital superior, this one. Physioorbital superior comes into orbita. Physioorbital superior connected third nerves, fourth nerves, sixth nerves, and first branches of the trigeminal nerves. Understand?
Understand.
Okay. This one is located foramen optic and canal optic. And foramen optic contain optic nerves. Optic nerves is lies on this groove. This prechiasmatis groove. In this place is located chiasma nervorum opticorum. Chiasma nervi optici. Understand?
Understand.
Okay. After Vingrati have cerebral surface, orbital surface, this one, orbital surface, formed lateral wall of the orbita, tail part.
Wow.
And this temporal surface, this one, this infratemporal surface. Understand? Temporal surface and infratemporal surface is divided crest infratemporal. This one, crest infratemporal. And on the cerebral surface, we can see foramen rotundum, foramen oval, and foramen spinosum. Three foramen: rotundum, oval, and spinosum. Rotundum contains second branches of the trigeminal nerves. Oval, third branches of the trigeminal nerves, and spinosum, middle meningeal artery. Understand?
Understand.
Okay. Pterygoid process, this one. Pterygoid process on the anterior surface have groove palatine myos. And when connected with the upper jaw, formed canalis palatinus greater and canalis palatinus lesser. Maybe petrosal part have anterior surface, posterior surface, and inferior surface. Petrosal part connected with squama, and because petrosal part and squama is located this canal. This canal, call it musculotubarius canal. Musculotubarius canal. Musculotubarius canal have this one, musculotubarius canal. This one, musculotubarius canal. This. Understand? This musculotubarius. And this musculotubarius canal too. This one, musculotubarius canal. And this one. And this musculotubarius canal. Understand? Yes? And this one, musculotubarius canal. Yes? And on the anterior surface, we can see eminentia arcuate. Into pyramis, petrosal part of the temporal bone, is located circular canal of the organ of the hearing. And one canal formed this eminentia. And this eminentia arcuate of the temporal bone. Anterior is located tegment tympani, this one, tegment tympani. And the anterior surface we can see two hiatus nervi petrosi majoris and hiatus nervi petrosi minoris. And this one, hiatus nervi petrosi majoris and hiatus nervi petrosi minoris. Yes, on this place, start from two groove nervi petrosi majoris and groove nervi petrosi minoris. And on the between anterior surface and posterior surface is located superior margin, and this is lies sinus petrosal superior or groove sinus petrosal superior. This one. Anteriorly, margin on this groove is located in pressure nervi trigeminal nerves. Because in this place is lies semilunar ganglion, trigeminal ganglion. It's same, call it. This ganglion of the trigeminal nerves, 5 nerves of the cranial nerves. And posterior surface of the petrosal patch, we can see this one, porus acousticus internus and meatus acousticus internus. Porus and meatus acousticus internus. After on the floor, this meatus start from fascial canal. Fascial canal start from on this place, comes to hiatus canalis nervi petrosi majoris, formed on the geniculum under this level, after comes inferiorly, this one. And fascial canal is finished on the foramen stylomastoid. After genome. Foramen stylomastoid. And this one, on the posterior surface, we can see two canal. Aperture external aqueduct vestibuli and aperture external canaliculi cochlea. Organ of the hearing have two canals. One foramen is located into inner organ of the hearing. A second is located this aperture external aqueduct vestibuli and aperture external canaliculi cochlea. Yes? Да что такое? And this place we can see groove sigmoid sinus. This one this one temporal petrosal part of the temporal bone, this groove sinus petrosus superior, this groove sinus petrosus inferior. Understand? This porus meatus acousticus internus. This udular notch. And udular notch of the temporal bone and udular notch of the occipital bone formed udular foramen. This one. Udular foramen. Udular foramen consists vein udular internum, 9 nerves, 10 nerves, and 11 nerves. Understand?
Understand.
Okay. And inferior surface of the temporal bone, we can see fossa jugular. Да? Fossa jugular. This one. after foramen carotic externum, this one. And foramen carotic externum goes to the canal carotic. And canal carotic have foramen carotic internum. And this one, foramen carotic internum, yes, this one, on this place, carotid internum artery show on this place and lies about sella turkish on the sphenoid bone. Understand? And after between foramen carotic externum and fossa jugular is located this one, small fasciculum petrosa. Fasciculum petrosa is apertura inferior canaliculus tympanicus. Understand? This canaliculus tympanicus. Between styloid process, this one styloid process. Styloid процесс. У меня где-то был череп, styloid процесс. Ну, this styloid process. This one styloid process. This styloid process. And styloid process, this mastoid process, this foramen stylomastoidum, this foramen stylomastoidum, this one. Где-то был, я не вижу. Вот foramen stylomastoidum. Foramen stylomastoidum, because is located between styloid process and mastoid process. Understand? This one, foramen stylomastoidum, тут нету. Ну вот он, is broken. This one, styloid process. Yes? Is a short, broken. This mastoid, this foramen stylomastoidum. Understand? This one, foramen carotic externum, this fossa jugular, between aperture inferior canaliculus tympanicus. Understand? Canaliculus majus and minus. It's same. And pterygoid process have lamina medial and lamina lateral. And between is located fossa pterygoid. This one fossa. This fossa pterygoid. On the angle of the base of the pterygoid process is located pterygoid canal. This one pterygoid canal. This one pterygoid canal. This one. Pterygoid canal comes from back to anteriorly and comes to the foramen pterygopalatine, this one. This fossa is foramen pterygopalatine or sphenopalatine, it's same too. Understand? I think it is enough about sphenoid bone. If you want some information, one more please.
Yes.
I'm ready.
Yes, okay.